All right, here we are. The inaugural cast off of this program. I'm Eric from Bohemian Amigos Record Shop, and this is my buddy.
I'm Vinny from Vinny's Vinyl.
You know us from if you're here on the peninsula with us. You know us from here because we're the only two record shops up here. Well, there's a third one kind of around the corner, but we're friends.
Right.
So that's kind of how we, but we're kind of friendly competitors. I think we're very friendly competitors.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. I get kind of upset when people talk smack about you.
Yeah, we don't do that.
You know.
Can't have that going on, man. Nobody's allowed to do that in my shop.
Right. I'm like,
I want to be nice to, customers need to be nice to everybody. Well, except our own customer stuff sometimes.
right.
It is
right,
what it is.
Right,
That's the dirty underside of the business. But yeah, so I'll let Vinny bring it up. I'll let him tell. I think he should tell the story about how we actually met.
Okay. All right. So when I had the idea to open Vinny's Vinyl, it was back in September of 2024. No, 2023. And I knew that on the peninsula there was no record stores around on this side. So it was hard to travel to Virginia Beach. I was tired of traveling to Virginia Beach and Richmond and all those other, places that we had to go to. So I was like, you know what? Let me get this music store thing going on. And it just so happened that one day I'm on Facebook and I see this guy's message about how, going to be the peninsula's only family owned, music store. And I was like, whoa, hold up, pump the brakes. I'm like, who jumped on this idea before I had a chance to? And so I looked a little bit more into it, and I all of a sudden I was like, you know what? I said, I'm going to send this guy a message and let him know he's not going to be the only one in town. Yeah, because it was a shock to me when I came across you. So I was like, and I sent you a big old huge Facebook message and told you who I was and, how, my first job was working in a music store, and I would have stayed working there had the, music industry hadn't changed and music stores went out of business because of the internet, that kind of stuff. And, you told me about, and you told me about your family, and, from there it was like, you were like, hey man, come on over. So I knew that the competition part of it, because of the record community, I always felt like that, it should be a community and there's enough music for everybody to get a little piece of that pie, and it's ironic because the more and more that you and I talked, I knew that your store was going to be quite different than my store.
Yeah.
When it came down to it, that I was going to offer things that, that you didn't offer, and you were offering things that I wasn't going to offer. But it was
even
cool.
though we're close together,
right,
we are still in two separate cities.
Yeah.
I mean, we have our own cities. I mean, like I have my customer base is Hampton centric.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm sure that yours is Newport News based.
Well, I mean, just case in point, when you and I have conversations about things and, about what sells at your shop and what sells at mine and things people ask for, and you're just like, dude, no one's even asked for that.
Chevelle, yeah, completely different.
He's
like, I got like 16 copies of Chevelle for RSD. I'm like, Chevelle's still a thing,
right? And I sold every single one of them,
and I didn't have a single person ask for
not
it.
one. So
just that small geographic it's about a
20-minute trip away,
20-minute trip, 12 miles or something like that, store to store.
Yeah.
It's wildly different audiences. It's really interesting to see what. Who the different types of people, and then we have the crossover people.
Yeah.
They come in here. Man, I like Vinny's better than I like your place. I'm like, well, that's fine. I'm sorry.
I love when I come to your shop and one of my regular customers are in there, and it's like they just got caught getting cheated on.
Yeah, when I come up here too. Man.
They were like, hey, hey, and I was like, I come here too, and I'm like, it's all good.
And you're allowed to shop on eBay too, right. Believe it or not. You don't control.
Right, yeah. It's funny though because it looks like they did the walk of shame because they're like trying to hide behind some CDs or something. Right.
Well, I mean, the flip side to it is too, not every record store can have everything. So you can, there's a need to shop at more than one record store.
Yeah.
In my
Yeah,
world, there
no
is.
doubt.
I'm not buying everything. Well, I mean, right now I don't leave my shop, but the first chance I get, I'm leaving. I come up here and buy records from Vinny.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, it goes back to that whole record community thing because not, and it's cool because the business that we're in, we could have it today, but not have it tomorrow.
Right.
So if you run across it, man, you find that at your shop, then by all means, I call all the time when I have people here looking for stuff. I'm like, look, man, let me call down to Bohemian and see. I mean, to the point where we've even swapped business cards so that we can just hand them business cards. Like, here you go. Here's where you need to go.
Speaking of which, I need some more.
All right.
It's way easier that way. Just talk to this guy too.
So
I'm always sending people up here. It's it's part of the rigmarole. It's kind of it really does one business feeds the other at this point.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
I really dig the way that's worked out.
Sure.
And we learn stuff from each other. We learn a lot of shit from each other. I mean, neither one of us ever owned a record store before.
Right.
So here we are.
Yeah.
He at least worked in one.
Right. Right.
I mean,
So.
I learned everything by the seat of my pants, man. This is no different than anything else I've ever done.
Yeah, but I mean, it's good that we bounce things off one another because you helped me, like your opening day, because when you opened in January and I opened in March, it's like you went ahead, but and it was super cool our opening day when you brought my family and myself food and said make sure we eat because that was one of those things you were so damn busy on your opening day that you guys didn't really get a chance to eat like that, and like I said, it was just I knew that day that that you were good people and your family, and I really really appreciate you and your family.
Appreciate that, man. Y'all been really cool too. It's been a fun ride. It's been wild.
Right.
Things are starting to mellow out now, though. I think we're getting into the second year. We're not scrambling so much anymore.
Right. Well, hell, I just finally finished getting processed all my records out. It took me a year and a month to finally get everything out of the dang back room.
Can I bring you some of mine? That's it.
As long as they ain't Streisand or Fogelberg, we good.
Exactly.